Okay, welcome to today's 5-minute money mentor training little lesson tip, whatever you want to call it. I want to talk about branding. Branding. Everybody throws that word out. Very few people understand it. I'm going to share with you what I've learned and why it's important. First of all, why is this important? Well, any idea you ever have, even if you don't start your own business, okay? In order to make more money, you will have to brand yourself. For example, if you get a job, you're going to be perceived a certain way by your boss, by your employees or fellow co-workers. If you're an entrepreneur, you're going to have a personal brand and also a brand of your products. So everywhere you go, branding is happening, just most people don't understand it, and therefore they make less money because anything you don't pay attention to falls apart. That's one of the laws of the universe. It's called entropy, right? So first rule of entropy, first rule of branding is that branding is trust creation. Write that down. Okay, branding is trust creation. So a good brand would be a brand that's trusted. Warren Buffett, one of the wealthiest people in history, he buys brands. He doesn't start his own business, so he'll buy a brand like Gillette razors or Amex credit cards. And the reason he likes a brand, he goes, I don't have to sell people on it. They already trust Amex. If somebody applies for a credit card and gets an Amex, they're not like, ooh, I wonder if this card is a scam. I wonder if they're gonna, falsely bill me or something. It's Amex. You trust them, right? For the most part. So when you have a job or you're selling a product or you're an entrepreneur or you're an employee, you have to increase trust levels. That's what you're doing with branding. Forget the word branding for a second. Just think of the word trusted. How do I become more trusted? That's the process of branding. The second thing that you need to know is that it's a continuous story. It's a continuous story. So good branding versus bad branding. Bad branding would be if a new product comes out, let's say a windshield wiper fluid, and they do one TV commercial and that's it, and try to get a whole bunch of sales. You cannot create trust, which is rule number one of branding, with one ad. It goes against human psychology. Humans are risk averse, meaning it takes a while. They say on average, somebody needs to see your brand, your product for 10 to 20 times before they consider buying it. If a man goes on a date with a woman, they say usually for a woman to really fall in love with a guy, for the most part, it takes 10 or 20 interactions, over time. So storytelling, which is we'll talk about in a second, but I wanted to emphasize continuous storytelling. You're not going to brand yourself. Some people go, Tai, what can I walk into an office, get a job in a job interview, and so impress them that they promote me instantly to a high position? It's not going to happen, so don't even try. Just try to get a foot in the door and then tell a continuous story, brand yourself continuously until the guard is down, risk aversion goes down, and trust goes up. Now, this third part, so we had the word continuous storytelling. I wanted to emphasize the continuous nature of this game. People say, Tai, why are you on social media all the time, every day? Well, because if you want to build a trusted brand, people have to see you a lot. Simple, it's continuous. Number 3, this is the last point here, today's 5-minute lesson, is that it's storytelling. So if you want to do it well, you got to understand the elements of story. So you can't just go on and say, I'm trusted, I'm awesome, my product's great, promote me. It doesn't work that way. What are the elements of good story? Ask Steven Spielberg, the movie producer. Ask Michael Bay, the director. What makes a good story? Well, there's a plot, there's a beginning, there's an end, there's a building and a crescendo. There are multiple characters. You know why people love the Kardashians or love to hate them? Either way, both things. It's because it's not just one Kardashian. A good story has multiple characters. Have you ever been to a movie that just has one character? So again, when you're building your brand, maybe, incorporate other people. Your dog on your social media when you're branding. I have my 100-year-old grandma there. Not because I want to use her for branding, but because it's an authentic part of my life. I've got Rome, Zach, all these different people. That's part of a story. Have some conflict to your story sometime. Emotion is part of a good story. If you can't create emotion in people and you're just facts-based, like buy my product because I am a robot and it does 17% better efficiency. Humans don't work that way. A good story is not just facts and figures. It's not just Excel spreadsheets. If you're trying to go to your boss and get a better, get a raise or a promotion to a leadership position, you don't just go, I am 3% better than my next nearest coworker, because maybe they like the brand of your coworker better. Maybe they trust him more. Maybe they feel a more emotional connection. So we'll talk about this throughout this year-long program of just elements of stories. But I wanted you to really understand that branding is trust creation. It's continuous, and it's just telling a good story, like a movie director or a writer does, like someone sitting around a fire telling you a story. Okay, you got to do that continuously. So leave a comment below. What is your brand? Talk about it. How can you make it a story? What's the story of your brand? All right, I'll see you on the next lesson. Don't give up. Get to that black belt or beyond level.